Greetings, peace. What's going on, sentient beings? It's Prosperity Priestess with a video. It's 1 p.m. It's Wednesday, January 8th. The moon is in Taurus. Let me show you these beets. I have boiled them the other day, like rinsed them and got them into the water, boiled them the other day on video. Now, as you see, here they are. Just pull them out and they are very, very like edible. Super healthy. So, I'm all about normalizing nourishment. Come on, let's go. I'm laughing because I remember this episode of Mike Epps had did the Welcome to My Crib. And it was like this. Anyways, it was funny. All his skits are funny. His skits are hilarious. So, speaking of icons and greatness during this Capricorn season, here's a great salad. I made one earlier. So I already had the vegetables and stuff cut up, and I put it in a wrap. The kale, the tops of the carrots, I cut those up. The leftover cilantro, I had tomatoes, carrots, yellow bell pepper, purple onion. This is fire, y'all. I put the beets in this time. Last time I just had the beets as a side dish. This time I put them actually in here. I did this orange dressing. The orange and the wildflower honey, delicious. And I like to put tahini on top of everything. Tahini meanie. So it's great to get back to eating how I love to eat. And we need this in our life. So I just had a home visit with the people who, I got this location through this program. Because of like domestic violence and stuff. So their goals are helping educate and bring awareness. It's the same thing. And help people out of different positions. Like women in violence. And helping with homelessness, because that ends up being a big part of it. So it was the first home visit, and with it was also like an assessment, plans moving forward, as well as like a psychological evaluation. So I thought that was interesting. And they asked questions about your family history. They even asked about your spirituality. I thought they were going to ask if you hear voices, because I remember one time I was doing some sort of assessment, and for the psychological part, it asked if you hear voices. And I'm looking at the question like, that's a weird ass question. They said, do you hear voices other than your own? I'm like, well, don't we all? Like, wait a second. Don't you ever hear, like when I go to sign paperwork, I can hear my mom, like, don't make sure you read it before you don't sign your soul away. You know, you hear things you've been taught. Do you hear voices? I hear my own voice when I'm thinking, of course. Because that's really what it is. I remember KRS-One did a presentation or a speech. He was giving a speech, and I watched part of it. And he like held up this word, and he was like, I want everyone to say this word, but don't say it out loud. I'm gonna count to 3, and I want you to say the word. So boom, they say the word. Let's say it was wildflower. So boom, it's wildflower. And he said, now, who is it that said that voice? That's, your higher self. That is you, really. It's like, if you aren't the one who said it with your words, who is it that said that you clearly heard and that is real? So I thought that was an interesting way of teaching and showing people that you, the real you that dwells within, that a lot of times we don't focus on too much. It was interesting because as part of this psychological evaluation, she asked like, how do I identify myself? Like she was like, how do you identify like spiritual, religiously? Like how do you identify yourself? I was like, well, spiritually. I said spiritually. I said as a soul wrapped in flesh. I said as a light being, like whatever you want to put down. Those things. That's how I identify myself. So I thought that was interesting. I even asked about family history. You know I'm gonna eat. This is banging. And I got the pumpkin seeds in there, the pepitos. Mm-hmm. I knew this wasn't the best idea. I have this bomb sailing in front of me. But at the same time, normalizing nourishment. It should be part of your life. Eating this alkaline food. Mmm. It's doable. It's delicious. And you get great results. I put chili pepper flakes on top. And I put this habanero hot sauce. Woo! Mm-hmm. Keep my immune system up. Yes. But yeah, they ask about your family. They ask how you identify yourself. So I thought that was interesting. They asked about family, diseases, health, history of the health of the family, as well as mental, emotional, psychological health, and physical. It's part of my particular, like, do these things run in your family? And you know, I remember after watching like countless videos, like about health and all that, like high blood pressure is not something that's supposed to run in your family. It's not a hereditary thing. It's a knowledge-based thing, you know, and your upbringing, and then also how you choose to operate moving forward. Let's see. Word, the romantic and crisis and tradition. Well, they asked about traditions. Princess Shells, the romantic. Oh, what you love to do and putting your emotions into. Oh, Princessa Shells. Pardon me, Princess. Yes, that'll be the name of Shells. And I know crisis is the tower. I like in a card where it's like people in a tower and they feel like they can't be touched, like kings and queens, or they feel like they have a position where they're untouchable. And that's why it's a tower. That lightning hits you, that Uranus energy. Mm-hmm. Get that perception change. 1 and a 6 is a 7. That's Neptune's number. Yup, tower had you flip upside down. Like in a song, he said, when life turns you inside out, you just gotta be reversible. It's one of my favorite artists. They were like, do you have a motivator or like someone that you look up to? I was like, not in real life, but I like motivational speakers. But in real life, like, who do I look up to? Like, wait, what? Interesting. So I guess things are changing, you know. When I was younger, I used to look up to my parents a lot. And this was the Hierophant, the last card. It was in reverse. The Hierophant, like a pillar of an organization, like the teacher, the principal, the bishop. The deacons. Standing for something. That's what it says, tradition. They asked about that. Do you have any family traditions? First, she asked about holidays. I was like, well, she's like, do you recognize any holidays? I was like, I participate in all of them. She's like, okay, so celebrate. So yeah, we do different things at different times. One time we did Kwanzaa, different time we did Christmas. So I think that it's interesting how all these questions were part of like the psychological evaluation. They're asking about spirituality, which is why I was like, I need to do a video right now, right after this. Look, I need to put my documents away. Like, wait a second, this is what I do and I talk about. Just like when The last time I walked past a graveyard, I was looking in there and I saw many of the tombstones, they had that Star of David on them. And I saw a lot, and I was like, wait a second. Did they put certain people that are a certain religion in this certain cemetery? And then I have seen cemeteries before where it specifically is for a specific type of faith or way of living or being. And that's all that spirituality is. Like when she asked about traditions and stuff, I was like, well, any traditions? I said, I'm learning them as I go. I said, I mean, I do things like cleanse my energy and my auric space and stuff. Like I got the orange peels down. Confirmation. I said, look, I got the orange peels down. Like that's something that I do. That's like a tradition in my life, a part of what's important to me, cleansing my space and myself. The energy. She asked if I was allergic to anything. I was like, no. Oh yeah, the BS. We laughed. um, life is interesting. Woo! Being romantic is great. I wanted to talk about love and stuff like that. I wrote that down. There were some topics I was interested in speaking about. Ivy was, which I looked up because the card, I pulled the Four of Swords again yesterday. It was like the fourth reading in a row where that card came out. And from different decks too. So this time in this deck, I actually read the definition and it was speaking about Ivy. And actually, the Four of Swords in that deck, it was yesterday's reading, was the word was truce. And it came out with the Six of Cups. I said, look at this bullshit. Like somebody for, and then when I look at further into the definition of the Four of Swords, it's saying coming back, which makes sense, like truce energy. Yada 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 yada. You know, so trust and love. But it's like, didn't I do this shit before? You know, being all romantic. Didn't it lead to crisis and stuff? Because I'm putting love and energy and trust into the wrong people or persons or whatever. Or I'm trusting that you're going to do what you say and then you don't. And now here we are, SOL. They say up the creek without a paddle. And it's because you got to see, like, certain people, they may not prioritize or care about the things that you do, but they'll tell you they do. They'll pretend they do just to get whatever it is that they want out of this scenario. So I, learned things like that in life. Ooh, right here next to trust, I have vampires want you to give willingly. They do. I remember I saw that vampire movie, and now it makes so much more sense. They want to hypnotize you. They want you to come to them. But they just want to keep taking your energy and your life force and your chi. They want to drain you. They want you to be a puppet. So it's like a spell or hypnosis. Yeah, that was like an old school, like a black and white movie I watched one time, like 3 a.m, mad randomly. What was that? We had the Roku TV. Yup. We about to be lit again. Like she was talking about different plans and stuff. She's like, oh, well, the internet. I said, yeah, I went and I made the calls yesterday, so I got that. Bomb. I was like, it should be here sometime today. She was like, when she left, she said, look, it's here. Yup. And I got to show you the sticker. It says, 222. Look. They love me. Always and always. I'll be so grateful. Yes. That Lilith energy, I feel it. I'm living empowered. So it was the home visit was great. Today I'm like resting, like not leaving the house because I've been doing that. Been going places, food, phone calls, videos, contacting people, places I need to go and taking care of the things I need to do. And I've been successful at it, and I'm going to continue to be. Life is what you choose for it to be. Decide, declare, dictate, and decree. And it's like this is a whole brand renewal. Like not because it's the first month of the Gregorian calendar. Let me say it like that. Because on my calendar, the Chinese New Year is Chinese New Year. It's a lunar thing. It's the moon cycle. So it's not until the 31st. I'm going to look that up and see. It can't be the first. I wonder what that is. Do they wait till Aries or starts in the Aries? I'm gonna verify. I gotta find out how that works. But it's always at the end of January. But it says lunar cycle, lunar, so it's probably a new moon. So if it's after Capricorn, it's supposed to be a Cancer full moon. After that, we have Aquarius. So they do it on the Aquarius new moon. Is that what it is? Or they do it on the Leo full moon? I don't know. I'm gonna see. Just like when you're born in the Chinese zodiac, that's like it's a sign each year. I think that's Jupiter